Welcome to the Reddit Chronicles. Today we will be reading from Cheating Stories. Our first post is by CatPie. My boyfriend 24M just told me 25F that he cheated on me with the lead singer 19F of his band. He told me 2 weeks ago, but the cheating happened in early February while they were on tour. Our daughter was only 4 months old at that time. For context, we have been together a little over 2 years. The foundation of our relationship was built on we fight for each other through everything with the exception of cheating and lying. I thought that was amazing. I had found my person and they wanted to be by my side no matter what. I've never cheated and have never wanted to, so that felt comforting. My ex, let's call him Brian, was honest with me upfront about his past and mistakes. He claimed that he was unfaithful one time in the past with his previous relationship, ironically while on tour, and expressed a ton of remorse and regret. It was a long time ago, and I was impressed with his humility to tell me something like that, so I didn't judge. Stupid, I know. When we found out I was pregnant in February of last year, he had just formed the new band with the 19F, let's call her Julia. I had no issues with Julia and she was very nice to me. She even came to our baby shower. I was so supportive of the band. Brian is very passionate about music, and I loved how happy it made him, so I did everything I could to show that and make it possible for him. I came to every show even though I was very pregnant. The night before I gave birth, I was at their show. Now fast forward to 2 weeks ago, and he tells me that they had sex. My entire world shatters. A part of me is so angry and destroyed, and the other part of me wants to work things out for the sake of our daughter. I would never give an ultimatum because that's wrong, but I can only consider if he leaves that band. I would never tell him that I just want him to choose us on his own. The worst part is he never will. Our next post is by No Moose. The cheating wife finally exposed. So last night ex was so concerned about me getting sleep I didn't go to sleep, and it obviously annoyed and pissed her off, but she kept it under control. I can just feel the hate. I got on my phone watching YouTube and she was watching Britain's Got Talent. I was glancing at her phone every few seconds. Everything looked normal, until I caught her looking at videos of her getting screwed. I caught on video recording, and I couldn't believe my eyes. It took me hours to comprehend and grasp this situation, but I was able to maintain, and I showed her what I caught. And you know what she did? Denies, and lies. She's flipping everything on me, saying I'm messed up in head. I'm hallucinating. She even went as far to say I edited the recording and put porn on her phone. It broke me, but now I've totally shut her out of my head. I'm ignoring her. And you'd figure if she was innocent she'd ignore me too, but she steadily is picking a fight out of thin air, and all I'm doing is staying quiet. I knew something felt off, something didn't feel right. Oh, and by the way, I have the video recording on my phone for those who believe I'm lying. And now she's all over me crying, saying we need to stick together, can we work on this relationship? I'm totally ignoring her, and she can't seem to stop talking and continues saying it's all in my head. I tell you, I never thought women can be so scandalous. Our next post is by Similar Tutor. I 26M found out my girlfriend 32F of 3 years has been sleeping with people while we were seeing each other. So recently my girlfriend and my relationship hasn't exactly been smooth sailing as of late. In the first 2 years it was seemingly perfect. Recently, the trust has gone a little. She went through my phone while I was out the other day, and obviously found nothing except a couple messages to my friend, whom I confided in, talking about a few negatives of our relationship, seeking advice. I thought back on our relationship since it's been rocky and noticed a few inconsistencies. So I decided to go through her phone while she was asleep, and what I found was horrifying to me, to say the least. My girlfriend and I had started talking seriously, seeing each other in the new year of 2021. We talked constantly through text and on FaceTime, etc., until we met up in April of 2021. And by the end of April, we were in a fully fledged relationship. I found out via texts between her friends on her phone that she had been meeting up with and having sex with 3 men that I know of during this time. She also knew this was wrong, as there are messages saying she needs to stop, and she's lucky she's gotten away with it this long. She lied to me and told me the last time she had been with anyone was mid-2020, before we were talking seriously. She held on to that lie all the way through, and I now have a child, house, and family with this woman who was sleeping with half of our hometown by the sounds of things. She told me she had only slept with 9 men in total when we got together. That number, through me seeing older texts with other men arranging meetups, etc., seems to be a lot closer to 30 to 40 men. This in the text to her old friends was glorified by them. But then again, was I naive at the start to think that a woman who is best friends with a woman who has slept with over 120 men would be any different? She said so, but in hindsight it was a red flag I missed. She doesn't know that I know all of this information, but I really don't know what to do. I just don't know what to do for the best. I feel like she will try and make out it was okay because we weren't officially together. But I want to make sure I'm not going insane before I fight against that claim. Any advice on what to do from here, because I am struggling. Our next post is by Solar Powered Sloth. Wife, 42F, of 17 years, just told me she cheated twice while I, 37M, was in boot camp. When we met, we hit it off. Within a week, we had already started planning our lives together. I knew she had just gotten out of a horrible relationship of 4 years with a verbally abusive ex. I understood that it hurt her self-image. She actually rebounded with a guy that accidentally knocked her up, and she had an abortion right before we started dating. It has haunted her ever since. But she told me about it, and while I thought about leaving, I loved her and wanted to help her work through things. We got very serious and moved in together, getting a rental house with my brother and his girlfriend, now wife. We continued and were engaged, but I didn't really have a job to support us, so I decided to join the Marines. We were going to go to the JP and get married before I left, but I thought our families would be upset, so we decided to do it when I got back from basic. We wrote each other every day, and it really helped me get through it. The drill instructors would tell us about Jody at home with our girls, and I thought, not me, our relationship is strong enough. I was so excited to see her at graduation, and then I left again for more training. We got married right before getting assigned my duty station. We were so happy. It has felt like a fairy tale ever since. Our relationship was the rock and core of myself. I've had cancer diagnoses, other major events, and took them all in stride because I had a solid relationship. Fast forward 17 years, 18 next month. We have a great life and child together, and she admits to me that when I was in basic she hooked up 2 different times. One with my brother's girlfriend's brother. In the house we had together while he was visiting, they had known each other for a while, and the other was another bartender at the bar she used to work at. I asked her why, and she said it was tough and she was lonely. It was just sex and attention, and that she never didn't love me. I can't understand that. I just feel devastated and rocked to my core. I'm on here because I don't want family and friends to think differently of us. We have this whole amazing life together, and I don't want it ruined by this. I just can't understand. She said she has been faithful and took our wedding vows seriously. My vows didn't matter, as I felt the same from the moment we were together. Any have a similar situation or advise? Thank you for listening to the Reddit Chronicles. Follow for more content.